Okay, I did run out of time. This one will be posted right after the last one, as this book is really long. Katisha promised, puzzled though willing. Barry, it wasn't somehow because of me that Theris was caught, was it? I never said anything about Theris to him. She glanced at the general. Barenziah assured her that it wasn't that an informant had told the Imperial Guard of Theris's plans, which was probably a lie, but she could see that Katisha plainly needed some kind of comfort. Oh, I'm glad of that. If I can be glad of anything just now, I'd hate to think. But how could I have known? She leaned over and whispered in Barenziah's ear. Sakamis is a very handsome man, don't you think, and so charming. I wouldn't know about that, Barenziah said dryly. I haven't really thought about it. There have been other things to think about, she explained hurriedly, about being Queen of Mournhold and going to live in the Imperial City for a while. He was looking for me, that's all. On orders from the Emperor. I was the object of a quest, nothing more than some sort of a goal. And I don't think he thinks of me as a woman at all. He said I didn't look like a boy, though. She added in the face of Katisha's incredulity. Katisha knew that Barenziah evaluated every male she met in terms of sexual desirability and availability. I suppose it's the shock of finding out that I really am a queen, she added, and Katisha agreed that yes, that's true. That must have been something of a shock, although one there was no likelihood of her experiencing firsthand. She smiled. Barenziah, she smiled. Why is that its own sentence? Let's go back. I suppose it's a shock of finding out that I really am the queen, she added, and Katisha agreed that yes, that's true. That must have been something of a shock, although one there was no likelihood of her experiencing firsthand. She smiled. Barenziah smiled with her. Then they hugged again tearfully for the last time. She never saw Katisha again. Or Straw. They were probably executed. The royal party left Riften by the great southern gate. Once through, Sakamis tapped her shoulder and pointed back at the portals. I thought you might want to say goodbye to Theris, too, Your Highness, he said. Barenziah stared briefly but steadily at the head impaled on a spike above the gate. The birds had been at it, but the face was still recognizable. I don't think he'll hear me, although I'm quite sure he'll be pleased to know I'm fine, she said, seeming to sound light. Let's be on our way, General, shall we? Sakamis was clearly disappointed by her lack of reaction. Aye, you heard of this from your friend Katisha, I suppose. You suppose correctly. She attended the execution. Barenziah said casually. If he didn't know already, he'd find out soon enough. She was sure of that. Did she know Theris belonged to the guild? She shrugged. Everyone knew that. It's only lower-ranking members like me who are supposed to keep their membership secret. The ones higher up are well known. She turned to smile archly at him. But you must know all that, shouldn't you, General? She said sweetly. He seemed unaffected by this. So you told her who you were and whence you came, but not about the guild. The guild membership was not my secret to tell. The other was. There's a difference besides. Katisha is a very honest woman. Had I told her, it would have lessened me in her eyes. she was always after Theris to take him up a more honest line of work. I value her good opinion. She afforded him a glacial stare. Not that it's any concern of yours, but do you know what else she thought? She also thought I'd be happier if I settled down with just one man, one of my own race with all the right qualities. One of my own race with all the right qualities, who knows to say all the right things. You, in fact. She grabbed the reins preparatory to assume a brisker pace, but not without sinking one final irresistible barb. Isn't it odd how wishes come true sometimes, but not in the way you want them to? Or maybe I should say, not in the way you would ever want them to. His answer so took her by surprise that she quite forgot about cantering off. Yes, very odd, he replied, and his tone matched his words exactly. Then he excused himself and fell behind. She held her head high and urged her mount onward, trying to look unimpressed. Now, what was it about his response that bothered her? Not what he said, no, that wasn't it, but something about the way he said it. Something about it made her think that she, Barenziah, was one of his wishes that had come true. Unlikely as this seemed, she gave it due deliberation. He had found her at last after months of searching. It seemed under pressure from the Emperor, no doubt. So his wish had come true. Yes, that must be it. But in a way, apparently, not altogether to his liking. Now, the previous video got cut off kind of because of the 30-minute limit on this that I set myself. Kind of bad, but... So this will be posted right after the next one, but you already know that because you've listened to it. So, have a good day. Bye-bye.